What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, as you can read in the title, All Blacks dominance. Does it threaten the health of international rugby? Now I've asked this poll on Facebook just to see what my audiences and people in groups thought, and I will give that feedback to you just in a second, but I want to share my thoughts on this. Now the All Blacks have been dominating rugby for God knows how long. A long time. They're a fantastic rugby team that have just come out and completely dominated the world of rugby. And credit to them. Everything they have earned, everything they have done has always been well deserved. They have beaten the best to get to where they are. They have competed in all levels of forms of rugby. They are champions in the world. They are rugby championship champions. They do so well overseas in internationals and all that stuff. They really are great. Now, obviously, a team like the All Blacks have had their moments where they have lost. Who doesn't lose? I mean, we've seen it happen in boxing. We've seen it in, I was going to say wrestling, but that's all fake. But in motorsport, in cricket, we've seen the best always lose the odd game. But I don't think in many sports you see a country completely dominate the form of the sport. All Blacks have been number one for many years now. They are on the verge of maybe next year getting their third World Cup trophy, which is absolutely outstanding. Their history within their team is just amazing. The players that they've had are great. Jonah Lomu, the late great Jonah Lomu. I mean, Sean Fitzpatrick, Christian Cullen, Tano Umanga, Nanu, Dan Carter, Andrew Mertens, Carlos Spencer. The list goes on. They really have a formation of a team that have dominated world rugby. Now, obviously, some of the players mentioned weren't in the era where they currently are, but they've always been a threat and they've always been a terrifying team to play. Now that brings back to the question, does it threaten the world of rugby? Me personally, no, it does not. It challenges all the other countries to play better. You can't say because a team is dominant that they're destroying world rugby. You really can't. The question then goes back to you. What are you doing? What is your country doing in order to better themselves, to get better, to get greater, to get more out of their players? What are they doing? If Ferrari dominated motorsport for how many years? We can't say that it was because of X, Y, and Z and it's unfair. They dominated because of the skillful driver that was in the great Michael Schumacher. Basketball, dominated by America. Football, dominated by, technically soccer, you've got many different countries, but you've always had a dominance of a team. Brazil were the best for many years, Germany. But it comes in a time where teams obviously lose. But you can't blame it. Cricket Australia, always dominating Cricket World Cup. So you can't, for me, you can't complain and say because this team's the best, it's unfair, it's tarnishing the name of rugby, it doesn't give everyone equal opportunity at the World Cup. That's bull, in my opinion. If you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best. You can't whine, you can't complain, you got to work better, work harder. Follow what the All Blacks do. Bring the tradition of the sport into the schools, the colleges. Bring that history, bring that fire, that geest, that momentum, that energy. And also, treat your players right. Set rules that players can't go bugger off overseas for money. Set rules within the country. Get a good coach. Think of growth within a team and not a team where you're forcing players to play because of X, Y, and Z. Limitations of players playing overseas and all that stuff. Don't do that if you're wanting to be the best. All Blacks have earned their position at number one. They have earned the World Cup trophy on so many occasions. They have earned to call themselves the best in the world. And if you want to be the best in the world, if it's England, Ireland, Scotland, Australia, South Africa, Wales, whoever, you got to work harder. You got to get better. You got to play. You got to be skillful. You got to work on tactics, game plans. It's a coach's responsibility. If your team is down and out, the question they should always ask, what am I going to do next in order to better my team? And that's the thing where I always have an issue with coaches getting fired so soon. If a coach starts off, and yes, go back at me for Alistair Coetzee, but he was useless. But you can't, if a coach has a potential and a history that is good, don't fire them because they've had a weak start. Give them a year in the job to settle in. And if you look at, you can't say that quite with Hansen, because he took over a fantastic team from Graham Henry, and he's continued to form more brilliance. And it's not like me saying, oh, he took the best team, the World Cup winning team then. Yes, he did. But then he continued to grow. It's like Jake White's team going to Peter de Villiers. That's why Peter de Villiers had the success rate. But when players started retiring and going away, the team started folding. He didn't have that energy with the team. He didn't have that connection with the players. And that is always a problem when it comes to world of rugby. You've got to have that connection with your players. And Steve Hansen clearly has it. And you've got to have the good management in order for selection process to pick out the right players. Players on merit. Players who have earned positions. Players who are young but have the talent in order to be selected. Players who are old and experienced but still have the skill to continue to improve and get better and better. That's what a coach and his staff must be doing, and that's exactly what New Zealand have done. Many other countries have done it, guys. But there's always a team where they fold and flop. South Africa have done it, England have done it, Ireland have done it, Australia have done it. We've all been through, Wales even, we've all been through situations where our countries and our teams have gone down, but they've always come back up. South Africa have been in not a great place for a few years now, and I can't say they're the best or getting better until we've really given the All Blacks a good run for their money, or a team like Ireland, or I was going to say England, but we beat them. No offense, England fans. But you got to, if you want to claim that title of the best, you've got to beat the best. You've got to compete with the best. You've got to be able to have players who can compete with Bowden Barrett, Kieran Reid, Cody Taylor, all those brilliant players. You've got to have the players. And as I said before, if you have the players, you've got to have that management staff who selects them. So important. But let's go to some statistics. I asked this question in one of the pages I co-manage on Facebook, and I said, All Blacks dominance threatens the health of international rugby. Do you agree or do you disagree? Now, 237 votes of people so far. I only did this 2 hours ago, but already so many votes. 67% say they disagree. 33% agree. So 33% are saying that the All Blacks, it's threatening world rugby. 78 people said they agree. 159 said they disagree. Now, obviously, I'm with the disagreeing crowd, because you've got to beat the best if you want to be the best. And a lot of the comments says, health of rugby is a sport, not the All Blacks. It's one small part. So he's saying it's the health of rugby as a sport, not the All Blacks as one small part. So what are the coaches doing in order to better themselves? What is the sport doing? The All Blacks are just so damn good, no one can beat them at the moment. Well, people can beat them, but no one's taken them off the top of the kingdom. And if you want to be the best, you've got to be able to beat the best. So, interesting stat there. Obviously, this poll's going to run. So we'll see what actually happens when we see the final result. But I think we're all going to be in agreement, and the poll is going to be up here, where I'm going to say the exact same question, and I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on this. Do you agree? Is it threatening the world of rugby? I disagree. I reckon it's great. It encourages the teams to do better. It motivates them to try even hard, to train even harder, and to order to beat. Guys, you'll know, those who aren't All Black fans, when you beat the All Blacks, it's an amazing feeling as a fan and obviously as a player, I'm sure. So you want to keep that momentum, you want to keep that energy, the electricity, that feeling. And you know, once you've beaten the best, you can call yourself the best. Now, I'm not saying if South Africa beat the All Blacks in a couple of weeks' time, they're the best. Hell no, they're the best when they're number one, they're the best when they won the World Cup. But if they beat the All Blacks, they at least know that they're on the right path to getting somewhere, and that goes for all the countries. If Australia win tomorrow, then we know they're on the right path to grow and get better and develop, and they're getting some of the plans within the All Blacks. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me, or do you disagree with me? Or do you disagree with the question asked? And if so, why not? Let me know, and I'll be curious to hear your thoughts. Also, share this video with all your friends and family so we can see what they think. The more people we get on this topic to discuss, the more we'll be able to respect each other's opinion and get a better. Why someone will say they think the All Blacks are threatening the world of rugby, and obviously why not. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think, and I'll be very curious to hear that. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date with all future rugby uploads. Tomorrow is Australia versus the All Blacks. Well, All Blacks versus Australia. I will be reviewing that game tomorrow after the game, so make sure you are subscribed for that, as well as the Springboks versus Argentina in Argentina. I will be reviewing that on sometime on Sunday. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys real soon for another video. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.